Recorder. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Differently in Motion podcast. My name is Callie Goode, and welcome to the very first episode after the introduction. This is my wonderful friend, Patrick Garcia, and I'm so honored to have him as my very first guest. Hi, Patrick. Thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm very honored to be part of your first episode, and yeah, I'm very excited to really see where this takes off. So I'm very excited. Let's go do it.
Yeah, definitely. So, Patrick, let's start out by talking a little bit about you and your disability.
Sure. So if mostly may hear me or not, my name is Patrick Richard Garcia. My full name here. I'm residing in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I am a speaker, entrepreneur, and a very like-minded person when it comes to visionary stuff. So it's very awesome. So with having said that, my disability came from when I was 5 years old. I have a learning disability, which I was diagnosed with it. It was a speech impairment, which was a stutter, which was the main one. But also it was just more of, I was just really a slow learner at the time. But then they had a system where I was at, where they had like a category of different things. And I was diagnosed with a speech impairment. So that entails to a learning disability. So that's where I got it from. And then so today I pretty much grew out of it. I don't really feel I have it now. It's just more of my own determination, that part where I wanted to be more better of myself. And just really be mindful of how can I still propel to greatness, and really making sure that I'm not entailed into one path of life, but also knowing that there's more to come for me. So it's just really sharing that part of my disability is that there's no limits. But yeah, I'm going way forward. But yeah, that's where it's going.
Well, that's great. I think you're an inspiring person. From the first time we met, we just immediately clicked in a way that I've never clicked with anyone, because we're both really passionate about poetry, and I had never really found a fellow poetry nerd before. So I
Thank you.
love that about you. I love your energy from the first time we had a call. And I was like, this is someone who I definitely want to align within business and see what we can create together. So with that said, tell us a little bit about your childhood growing up and how your learning disability affected you from that standpoint.
Well, I would say I was, part of it is that when I found out about about my learning disability when I was younger, I was pretty much separate from my classmates, which was a huge part of my growing up. I've also felt that my social skills were very hammered when it came to kind of being learning how to be part of the group. I was pretty much alone. I didn't know how to make friends and all that. I was pretty much by myself, and a lot of the kids found it weird. I was like playing by myself, so I was very intrigued of how to this day I still remember me playing alone and talking to myself, which was pretty weird at the time. But now, like, oh, it's normal for me now. And then with leading to that, I had to transfer to 3 different schools because I didn't have that teacher to help me out to really learn and grasp like all of the subjects that I had to learn and play English. And leading up to my last school in grade 5, I bounced from grade 1, grade 4, and grade 5. So I was pretty much everywhere. And essentially, I had to learn how to adapt pretty quickly. I had to learn how to learn my new environment right away. So I was a lot of stress at that time, a lot of stress to really adapt and grow, and really had to learn like my environment, learning the classmates, learning like the style of teachers and counselors, all that. So I had a lot of changes. And then just looking back, I didn't realize how stressful it was to really go through that as a young kid. I feel that a lot of kids have been through it now. I have really imagined that they could be the same thing, and just really noticing that during that time also there wasn't a amount of help that was needed to learn how to transition. It was just I was just on the spot, just went there and that's it. When I thought about that, from from that point on, from grade 8 to I believe in grade 10, 11, I didn't really need any more of these of the classes in terms of special ed because I believed that I wanted more than just that, which was crazy because I knew deep down I wanted to be better than what I have now. I don't know what it was that time, but I knew that I wanted to become better as a person and not rely on being in a classroom where I felt closed off, and more importantly, because grade 8 was my last year, and I wanted to spend it with my classmates. So I forced myself to be in there and really push myself to really learn my own without having a teacher there to like guide me and hold my hand. And I was forced to learn pretty much there. And I've loved the experience. So with that, leading up to grade 12, I told myself that I'm not signing up for any more special assistance for that. And for that time, I made a dedication that I'm done with it. And I accepted that it didn't define me as a person, but at the same time, it really helped me to scope on what's really important for me in terms of what's next in my life and steps. And here I am today.
That's beautiful. I so resonate with so many of the things you said with playing alone as a kid, and like that's just how it was. Like nobody was particularly mean to me or anything. It's just that nobody really understood me, and it took me a long time to understand myself, to be honest. And you were lucky in the fact that like you could opt in or opt out of the special ed classes as you wanted to. My physical disability didn't allow me to do that, so I had to constantly straddle that line between like disabled and not disabled, because I'm clearly disabled, but like when you were talking about the classes and stuff, something similar happened to me in, I think it was 6th or 7th grade. They're like, why is Callie in here? She doesn't need life skills, like she needs algebra. And so then I was taken to a quote unquote normal class, and given normal course load. And I still had challenges within that, but mentally, obviously all of the special ed teachers could see that I could handle it. So I totally resonate with parts of your journey, and also the fact that that we want more for ourselves and our lives than what the typical disability community offers. So yeah. So I guess with that, we'll move on to question 2, which is how, like, when you were a kid, how did your disability affect your like learning in your case?
I felt overall it didn't really affect me as a kid. If anything, it helped me to really master what I can really master, like my strengths. That time was like mostly mathematics and reading and learning a language. That was the like one of those subjects that I liked in science too. So I had to learn which when I was master something, then I could put more time to what I'm not strong at. So if anything, it wasn't a hindrance, but more it helped me to really understand my weaknesses, which I had a hard time accepting because knowing that I had to put more time to everything. And of course, I had a teacher to help me zoom in and really dive into, okay, this one I need to improve on, which was great because then I could really have better grades, which that time is important to have better grades. I believe my weakest ones are English and other subjects. I had also music being not part of my whole entire life in grade school because I had to switch it to a different subject. So I unfortunately didn't have a music talent per se when I was younger. So I felt that's a big part of that learning is that I didn't play an instrument throughout my whole entire grade school and into high school. So I felt I missed out on that, but I have always been keen to learn to learn something when it comes to playing a instrument. So that's one of my goals one day. But overall, to the question, no, if anything, didn't really affect me overall. But I would say it in some way with that learning ability, it has affected my way of speaking English, the way I was projecting myself out there, and being around a classroom in terms of how I project myself and speak. So if anything, it really hindered me to become more social when I was more out there. But at the same time, it helped me to build more confidence and just doing repetitions and being silly and all that. So it just more of it being more, I'll say more self-expressive, I can say. So that would help me to really be more who I am and just acknowledge that we all make mistakes, and at that time I was just geared in towards improvement that time. So that's a great part that I can mention.
Yeah, well, I actually resonate a lot with that as well, because even though I have, a pretty significant physical disability, like it did also make me stronger in ways that most people did not understand. Most people could not relate to. Like, for instance, in algebra, um, because of course I couldn't be tactile with my notes and things, and I had to have scribes come in and sit beside me, take notes. I had to learn everything mentally. So I got to the point where I could do algebraic equations in my head faster than the teacher could write them. And I was like, and it kind of got to be a class joke, because he wouldn't even get done writing them, and I would be like, hey, Mr. B, the answer to that is that, and then he'd have to look back and like tell me this, because like I did it faster than everyone else could do it in the class. And that I owe a lot of that ability to my mom, because she would literally sit at home with me on a dry erase board and play out all kinds of equations, so I would learn how to do them in my head, so I could tell someone else how to describe them on a test. And so, we all have those. I think it made me stronger in my ability to overcome and, persevere. Another example is just, learning how to type with one finger. Like, I literally to this day type with this one finger. And so yeah, you're exactly right. It makes you more resilient towards playing towards your strengths and making those weaknesses into strengths. It's the same reason why we go to the gym. We might not see any gains, as they say, in one day, but in 1 year, we're going to be a better, stronger person if we take that weak muscle and we make it work every day. And then a year from now, it's a whole different kind of muscle. So, and I think a lot of people in the disability community need to hear our messages, because we need to have more resilience in the community as a whole.
That's very true. I agree with you.
Yeah. So moving right along. So next, I know you have a lot of passion for helping those with disabilities, and making the disability community a more whole place, like the two of us represent. So tell us a little bit about what you see going forward as not only your goals, but specifically related to the disability community.
Well, I look at whenever I've achieved something, I look at it I look at it as a way to me to really expand what I can do more. Because at the end of the day, I want to do more than just what I written down on my planner every day. So pretty much what I want to do is just when hitting certain levels of streams of income to team alone, just really hitting certain milestones in life. I really want to start being out there, like on stages, speak on virtual and in-person stages, as well as really find ways how can I create a workshop or conference or summit where I can, have a dedicated section to people with disabilities in a way how they can succeed in terms of how they can still feel that they can contribute to society, even though we still put in a system where they feel stigmatized as, oh, they're just here to uh, in a concept way sucking the system dry, which is not the case. That's not intentional to me, but of course people want to put us out there. So for my part of my mission is to really reverse that thinking, and that's you know what, people with disabilities, it doesn't matter if it's physical learning, mental, it doesn't matter what it is. It's really emphasizing that doesn't matter what you have, even with, let's say, someone who has 100% disability, could be like almost brain dead, but have a secondary person as support, that's still nonetheless as a team work together, and find a way how to help them still be like motivational in life, to even learn how to make money and still still make a contribution to society. And that's where I look at it as a way to start somewhere small. So I hadn't thought about it yet, and the bigger vision, but I see it as a way for me to really determine uh, a a bigger collaboration project with this one, because me is not alone can all do all that, but of course yourself and whoever can relate to that, we can have everyone on board and create a bigger concept of it, because then we can really help uh, create a movement, create a whole entire legacy of that, where we can induce a way that people can earn money, even though, or not just money, but have a better life, because then of course now they can pay for their let's say their healthcare instead of the government paying them. So in a way, it's just making them feel that they're more control, right? So that's a bigger part of it. So it's a big mission. Uh, but yeah, it's a really hard concept to really mention right now, which is still, I haven't really hit milestones, but at the same time, I have a huge vision about it. So it's very exciting to, once I get there, then we'll definitely have more talks about that. And yeah, I can definitely see it going big for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the most incredible, inspiring thing about you, Patrick, is you, like, from the moment we met, we just kind of like vibed on that whole how we want to redefine the disability community and take it out of the very constrained box that it's always been in, and make it something like beautiful and incredible and truly empowering, not just a byline on a poster, but a real action plan to move someone from step 1 to step 10 and make them feel free, because they control and own so much of their own power that they've never had before. And you know, speaking to anyone's recovery journey, I understand how powerful that is. And then added on top of the disability piece, it's even more empowering. So I'm really excited to see where we go, where you go with your project, and where like this project goes in the future, and how we can all collaborate together to make this um, movement, as you said, to really bless and empower the disability community, and and completely transform how people view disability.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I guess in closing, we should talk about how people can reach out to you, where they can find you, and how they can go about connecting with you.
Sure. So I have lots of different ways to connect with me. One of them is through Facebook. My full name is Patrick Richard Garcia, and I'll definitely for sure post all the links as well when this one comes out, the episode, and also my IG for Instagram. I have my public personal one. It is can'tfeel_Patrick R Garcia. It's very long. And then also my soon to launch business IG is Hustle Revival. So that's a concept of enterprise pretty much a concept of reviving your hustle. So it's a pretty cool concept. I'm pretty excited to bring it out to the public market and really bring it out there. And it's pretty much business and a business consulting coaching business. So I'm pretty stoked to see this first part of it going. And yeah, that's my main two, my main three ways to be connected. So
Awesome.
yeah, if you want to reach out to me, just let me know. I'm here to help you out. I'm here to give whatever time I can give in terms of seeing what I can help you get on and all that. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how I can help you propel the journey and work together. So that's all for me. For me, it's just really helping others succeed and achieve great results. So that's my main part. So I appreciate Callie. Thank you for having me here as your main first guest. And those who are watching, please support us, especially Callie. She's given her time and energy to really create a mission where she wants to really emphasize the fact that we can do great things with disabilities. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are, and what happened to you. It's just knowing that there's bigger things for you, and really knowing that there's a lot of great things to happen, and just believe in you. Just believe in you that you can do whatever you can do, and all the power to you to make it happen.
That's awesome. I was going to ask you for some powerful motivational words at the end, but I think you already answered my very last question. So that's beautiful, Patrick. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Please support Patrick. He is one of my dearest best friends on this incredible journey that we found each other on. Please give him all the love in the world, because he's certainly shown me love in massive ways. So with that, I'd like to wish everyone a great day. I hope you all enjoy this episode, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.